All right, so we're going to do another example of freeform modeling here, and this is going to be a pendant, and which is, and if you don't know the terminology, just a sort of like a piece of jewelry that you wear around your neck. It's not going to be made out of metal, but it's the type of thing that you could potentially make in a 3D program like this and then have bronzed. And I think it would actually look kind of cool. Unfortunately, we can't bronze things here at the REM, but you can have it done, and then you could actually create your own original metallic jewelry, which would be really neat. So, first thing we're going to do is we're going to go to File and New Design. We're going to go to Top now, and I'm going to go to Insert Attached Canvas. We'll click on a planar face here. Hopefully, if you did the knife handle, your opacity is already set to 75, and you've clicked Display Through. So let us select the image. This will be called Starfish. Unfortunately, it's called Screenshot at the moment. And we're going to go to Open, and we're going to scale this up until it's about 3 to 4 centimeters, like so, and we're going to press Return. Next thing we'll do is, with our reverse pincer motions, we will expand the size of our starfish to about here. And the next thing is we're going to go to Create Form and click OK to enter the sculpting environment. And we're going to go to Create, and I'm going to try this thing called Quad Ball. That's basically a sphere, but instead of having subdivisions or points on it like a globe, it's a little bit different. Okay, it looks a bit more like a volleyball, for example. So we're going to choose the center of the point of our quad ball to be the center of the starfish here, and I'm going to make it a little bit smaller. So for example, you might think that making this, say, 9 millimeters, which is slightly larger, ends up working a bit better, but my experience of having done this and messed it up a bit tells me to make it a touch smaller than the starfish, and we can just pull it out as we need it. And we want to go in, and I think you've got span faces on 2, which means that this area here, which is a 3 by 3 grid, is only a 2 by 2. I want you to change that to 3 by 3 so it looks like what I have here. And it's already on new body, and I want to make sure that height symmetry is clicked. That way whatever we do to the top, we do to the bottom. And you press OK. We're going to go into Modify Edit Form and then take this face, and we're just going to kind of pull it out. Alright, like that. We are going to, let's see, I want to pull this face out as well, but the problem is when I do, it's going to pull along these 3 faces with it. So I think I'm going to add a point in here that goes across, and hopefully that will help stop that a little bit. So now we go into Modify and Edit Point, and I want to start by adding a point here. Oh wait, okay, let's go back out and go into Edit Form for a second. There we go, and now we go back. I had a face selected here, which makes it hard to add points. Alright, so now we're going to go from here to here, go back into top, let's add one to here, and to here, and I think, and to here, like so, and we'll press Return. And although it kind of looks like it messed things up a touch, it's going to make our lives a little bit easier when we go to Edit Form a little bit. So now we go to Modify and Edit Form again, and we're going to take this face, and we're going to pull it out, like that. Alright, and then we're going to pull this one out, like that. And now I have to figure out how to pull this back in again. So I think what I'll do here is we will insert a point, and we'll insert one here, and here, and so I'm just trying to get the point to show up here and there, and press Return. And now we're going to start pulling it in so that it matches the shape of our starfish a little bit better. So to start, we're going to go back into modify and edit form again, and we're going to take this and we're going to pull it back a bit. And again, I want to be really careful here that while I'm doing this, that my faces aren't crossing. So as I'm pulling this back, you'll notice that, like, for example, this face is starting to get a little on the small side. That actually is a sign that if I pull things too radically, that the faces are going to cross, and then all of a sudden, I'm going to end up getting errors when I try to convert this form into a shape on the modeling side. So we want to do this sort of carefully and gently and pay attention to my geometry here. So maybe I'll make this a little bit bigger here just to make sure that I don't close it off by accident. There we go. And we still need to go back in a little ways more. So, and it's just if we're not sort of sure what's going on here. Oh, actually, you know what? We're pretty close. That works out. Notice here, just to make sure that I can actually see what I'm working on, I'm just clicking on and off on the light bulb where I can sort of see my canvas. So that doesn't look so bad yet. I'm now going to start to pull this out, out, and out. And you'll notice that we're going to end up getting the same sort of problem that we had before, whereas I pull this face out, it's going to start to create that sort of web in between. Actually, it wasn't so bad there. So we're going to see if we can get a better shape here. Pull that over and pull that over, like so. And this we're going to pull over. And I think this we're going to pull out. There we go. See, that looks nice so far. And next thing, we're going to take this face and let's see. Yeah, there we go. It's looking like I'm going to distort that a bit too much if I take that. So let's try this face here. Okay, that works out. Like that. And then let's try to pull this out. This face is a bit big because if I pull this out, it's going to come out here. So I'm going to add in some points right here and maybe some points right here, and that should be enough to finish this off. So insert point. Let's go from here to here to here to here, and press return, and we'll add some points in here. So now we'll go into modify and insert point. Like that, and press return. Now I should be able to pull this face out without distorting this and this too much. Alright, so we'll go to modify and edit form and pull this out. And see, it did it a little bit, but we can fix this. So we go there. Now I'm going to pull this point back. Oops. I don't know what happens. It does that sometimes. I'm going to take this point and we're going to pull it back. And we're going to take this point and pull it back. Like that. I'm going to take this, pull it back. Like so. And this we're going to pull forward a bit. Like that. Now here we have a pretty radical sort of change we need to make here. So let's see if we can accomplish this with our existing faces as much as we can. I have to be careful here because I don't want to actually cross any of my faces. But it looks like I'm going to have to add in some extra points here, I think, because I don't know how radically I'm going to be able to... Oh no, this will work, this will work. There we go. Now, we've basically got the shape of the pendant, so we kind of have to just pull the individual little points around to make minor little adjustments here to make sure that we're able to catch the faces. And yeah, so really I should be able to adjust this a little bit. So let's take this point and kind of pull that out. And let's take this and pull it out a touch take this face, pull it to match here, and now this point, pull it back. And you can sort of see by pulling faces and points, we can kind of get our mesh to fit almost as exact as we possibly can here. So, you know, as I say, I gush about this program. It is absolutely incredible what you can do here. I guess I get excited about this because for years and years, I've used modeling software in some way, shape, or form that does not perform like this. So if you're wondering why it is, I get so excited over things. It's because I've seen what happens when you use software that does not work. And this most certainly works. Anyways, so that's pretty much all we're doing here. Oops, there we go. Is by going and just adjusting things back and forth. Not sure why that keeps doing that. There we go. And let's see if we can't get this point back down again. There. And that's pretty much our pendant shape. So it's looking like we managed to do this without having to distort and make the faces cross. So I should be able to press finish form here. Oh no, it said it failed to convert due to a self-intersecting surface. So let's see where. It claims this. So let's see if we can't zoom in on that a touch and see if we messed up somehow. Honestly, I can't see how that self-intersects. But let's see if we can't pull it out a bit and see what that does. So let's go back into Modify and Edit Form. And we might just have to smooth this out a bit like so. Yeah, that's weird. You know what? If that's self-intersecting, I'm just not seeing it. So let's finish form. Oh. Yeah, not really sure what happened there, but you can see how we fixed it. We went to the face that was, quote, self-intersecting, and we managed to pull the points out and make it a bit larger, and that fixed it. So, next thing we're doing is, because we're now in the 3D modeling section of this, is we're going to turn our canvas off like that. And so that's our starfish. All right, and then that's our body. Now, you know what? I'm not so sure that we captured that particularly well. So I might want to pull that in for a moment, which means I'm kind of hoping that we can edit this form back again. Yeah. Not sure it's going to let me here, so I think I might have to go back. All right, so for this, I am going to just go back a little ways here and grab my form. Oops. Okay, and see whether or not we can just pull this back a touch. So first thing we had to do here is make sure that this face is not self-intersecting, which means clicking on here. Oh, I think I know what the program was complaining about. This point looked a little sharp here. We might have accidentally caused it to self-intersect. So here now, all I'm going to do is pull these points in so that I can kind of capture the shape of the starfish legs a little bit better. And there we go. Now let's pull this back. Here we go. Okay, I think that's good there. So let's finish the form now. Okay, that looks better.